Hey there, in today's video I am going to be doing black and white nails. As you can see here, I already have a few stuff with me, but I want to mix something that will give me black acrylic. So I have a little bit of clear acrylic there. That was some leftover. I might add a few more black stuff there, but okay, let me start with this glitter. This is a glitter that I got from Pretty Nails Uncut, one of the glitter bags that I got from Pretty Nails Uncut. I'm just gonna eyeball everything and I'm just trying to make this a fun one because I really don't know how to use black acrylic, or rather I don't know how to make a black nail design look good. In general, I'm not really good at freestyling, so I'm just gonna, eyeball everything. Like I said, it's gonna be black and white, so I'm just gonna mix some of the black and some of the white stuff that I see. And if you know me, you know how I am. I mix everything and anything, so I'm gonna mix all these things. I see their hearts, their stars, so I just hope I do this justice. I think the mixing part of everything is the fun part for me, so I hope I also do it justice. And I hope the acrylic turns out quite cute, and I hope it's something I can use in the future, because sometimes I tend to mix acrylic that I end up not even using in the future ever. Let's just see how we can make this work. And from these, I do have a glitter. I remember, let me just open this. I remember loving this glitter because it was the only shimmery black glitter I had, and then the other black glitter I had was just a dull black, if I can just get that out. So I even mixed it with acrylic in here. That's why it has some of the white powder, as you can see. But as I started my nail journey, oh my gosh, it's so hard to remove these here. It kind of feels like one of those slot machines, when you're trying to pick up a bear or a teddy bear or whatever gift and then it keeps dropping it. It feels like that. But yes, I did mix this with some acrylic, and like I said, just in my nail journey, I did struggle to use glitter in general. So I really never really knew how to use glitters. So I struggled with that black glitter, and had I known more, or had it been now, I feel like I would have put that glitter into good use. But let me stop blabbering and just try and mix as much as I can with this, because I also want to swatch this and I want to get into doing the nails. I'm trying to keep the video short as well, because I don't like editing long videos. As much as I like watching long videos, I don't like editing them. So let's keep the video under 20 minutes, shall we? But as you can see, I'm just going with whatever's black and whatever's white. There's nothing to the method of, I think this is nice or this is not, or I'm going for parts only or whatever. No, whatever's black and whatever's white, hollow, we're just gonna add in there. And that's how I'm just going about doing this, even though some of the shapes I feel like we did have from previous glitters, but it is what it is. Okay, so now that all that glitter is mixed in there, I'm just gonna add some of this smooth black acrylic into the mixture, and I'm not gonna add too much because I do want this to be a little sheer. And I'm gonna add more clear. I'm gonna open this clear acrylic. Feels like this is half a container. Like, why would they sell a large container and only fill that much? Like, why? I don't understand that. But anyway, I'm gonna add a lot of the clear because I really do want this to be a sheer acrylic, so that the glitters do show. And now to swatching the acrylic, this is how it looks after mixing it. Let's see how that looks. Do we have a sheer looking black acrylic? I don't know if I like that or not. Honestly, I really don't know if I like that a lot. Let me just swatch that again. I think maybe I should add more clear. I don't know if that's gonna make any difference, but I'm just gonna add more clear, and let's give this another try. Okay, now let's give this another swatch and hope for the best. I don't know how I feel about that still, but I think I'll go with that. Honestly, I'll just go with that, and let's just see how that goes. Okay. Alright, so I already have my tips on. These are from Shein. I'm just gonna cut them down a little because I really don't want them long this time. I just want a medium size. And I think I did a pretty good job aligning those. I'm just gonna cut the sides because these are too C-curved, and I just want to reduce that C-curve there. Alright, so I went ahead and filed the area that is on my natural nails. I'm just gonna go on with this primer. In fact, let me just get the acrylic ready so that I don't even touch my nails. I am using this BG15 from Bling Girl, and then I am going to apply this primer. I'm pretty much just going to wing this nail set and hope for the best. I'm not really good at freestyling, and I would like to learn to do that, but I'm more of a planner, so I do have somewhat of an idea of what I want to do. But of course, the whole thing is in seeing how everything will be in the end, right? So I want to talk about people with jobs that involve dealing with people. I've had bad customer service lately, and not much of a customer in the sense that in a retail position, but serious offices where I needed help for something and I knew how long the process took to go through. Oh my god, there's so much glitter, like black glitter on my nail. I hope I'll be able to cover that with more acrylic that I'm going to add on top of this, otherwise this is not looking good. But yes, like I was saying, I've had a not so nice experience. I knew how long the process was going to take for me to do something, so I started early. In fact, I started with the process of getting something done literally 3 months prior to when I was expecting it to be fixed, right? Trying to go through the process, talking to the relevant people, going to certain offices, speaking to certain people, making certain people know that I'm gonna be delayed for about 3 months, but I need your patience. Why did the process take me 6 months? It took me 6 months to get what I want, and the last straw, I had to go in there crying and screaming and throwing a tantrum for me to receive the help that I was looking for the past 6 months. That is just so unacceptable. I don't understand, because when I go into a place and I tell them I need help and they tell me, we've emailed so and so, I give them time. I'm like, okay, they've emailed so and so, let me just wait to hear from them because they have contacted the relevant people for what I'm looking for. But no, turns out I was supposed to go and pry on the situation every single day, because they might have emailed someone who has nothing to do with that, and that person who received the email, instead of forwarding it to a person who deals with whatever it is, they just sit on it and say, no, this is not for me, I don't deal with this, and then sit on it. And I'm here waiting for feedback, and literally it took until 6 months for my issue to be sorted. Do you understand how crazy that is? I'm just at a point where I'm like, why is it that people who deal with other people, customer service and so forth, why is it that they don't put themselves in the next person's shoes? And in my case, it was a situation that had to do with my living arrangements, and I'm like, where do you think I'm sleeping right now? It involves payment of where I stay and stuff, and I'm like, if these people delay such an important thing, like, where do they think I'm residing right now for 6 months? Which also reminds me of a situation where I had bought something at a store, right, and it was malfunctioned. And I went there the following day. I'm telling you, I went there the following day and told them, hey, this thing isn't working. I'm not sure if I'm not doing something right, but it isn't working. I was told, no, just throw it away. I don't know if you heard me properly. They told me to throw it away. They told me to throw away what I bought with my own money when I went back to the store to tell them that it was not working. I was shocked. I did not. One thing about me, when I'm in shock, I don't react or I don't respond. I just freeze. So I froze, because why are you telling me to throw away something that I bought with my own money instead of trying to replace it because I got it from here? Let me tell you, it took me a year and a few months. Wait, let me think. A year and a few months. Right? When did I buy this? I'm just trying to think that I'm correct. Yeah, it took me over a year and 6 months to get that thing replaced, because by the time I went back, because I kept on going, asking them to contact the relevant people, and they told me they were contacting the relevant people and they'll get back to me and whatever. Guys, it took me 1 day to go to the store ready for war. I got in there, looked for something that was worth around the same price of what they were supposed to replace, and I went and I looked and I asked for the manager. Unfortunately, the manager was a new manager, but he had to deal with it. So when everything happened, it was under someone else's management, but this person was like a new manager, and he knew about this because every time I went there, he had to refer me to someone else because he did not know what the issue was. But because at that time it had been a year and 6 months, right? I went there and I told him, I am leaving with this and I'm giving you a week to sort this out. And he was like, you're not allowed to leave with that. That is considered stealing. I'm like, well, I've been waiting for you guys to fix my issue for a year and nothing has been done. He's like, no, we're gonna have to call the police. I'm like, call the police right now, sir. Go ahead and call the police right now, because I am not leaving here with nothing. When I tell you that that problem was solved in 3 days, and they also let me keep whatever I took from the store, because I was like, if I don't get back what I bought a year and a half ago, I'm not bringing this back. I'm keeping this, and that will be my reimbursement. Because what? How did you let me stay for a year and a half without getting help? It was fixed in 3 days, and to apologize for the inconvenience, they let me keep whatever I took at the store. And I just wasn't happy. I was just like, I don't understand people who deal with customers, basically services. Like, why don't you put yourself in another person's situation and think about what you're putting them through? Like, really. That was annoying, to say the least. But anyway, my nails are filled with glitter, but I hope I can remove the glitter when I file. Okay, so I have all the nails shaped up, even the Frenchies. I'm just gonna do a black Frenchie on the middle nail, and then we're gonna use the custom acrylic on the rest of the Frenchies, right? I like the consistency of this black acrylic. I really do. It's so easy to work with. Of course, I am using my left hand, so it does look like I am struggling. The truth is I am, but it takes a few practice sessions to do your nails, especially with your non-dominant hand, to get in the groove. I think I should start doing my nails more often, and I feel like I say this a lot because I just feel like every time I don't do my nails, whenever I come back and do my nails, I always look like a beginner. And I'm like, for how long am I gonna look like a beginner doing my nails on camera? And I've been doing this for longer than a year. Like, how long does this have to go on for? And of course, it is directly correlated to the amount of time I'm putting in to do this 10,000 hours type of thing. But I also think the distance between the 10,000 hours plays a role. If I'm not doing this day in, day out, then of course I'm not gonna be on the same level as a person who does this day in, day out. Like maybe a nail tech who sees clients or something. So I'm aware of that, but let's just see how we improve. So I had made my Frenchies, my smile lines very, very high. So I'm gonna file them down. So I'm not gonna build it black all the way. And also the same goes for my thumb. As you can see, I have built my smile lines very high. Of course, I was trying to avoid encapsulating these, so it did turn out a bit too much, I must say, but that's okay. I don't know, I'm starting to feel like this acrylic. I don't know how. Maybe I should start with like a clear acrylic at the bottom and then come with this acrylic on top. I don't know how to build this acrylic, but also I'm not gonna build it all the way up because, like I said, my smile lines are really, really high. They're really big. Or I could just build this up to here and then encapsulate these, and then I can file everything else properly. I think that is a good one. Yep, I think that is a good one. Yep, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Okay, so let me encapsulate this. So I just realized that of course I don't need to build the whole nail with that glitter acrylic. I'm just gonna encapsulate what I can, and then of course I'm gonna file everything down. I think that's a healthy way of doing these. Maybe we'll get to use this acrylic sometime in the future again. I don't know, we'll see. But I think it's also going to help with filing, because filing clear acrylic is much easier than filing color acrylic, of course. Right, so I went ahead and filed the nails. I'm actually quite impressed with the work that I did here. I'm gonna use this base gel to put on my nude nails because I want to do just a little bit of art on these nails. In fact, I think I'm gonna do that for the 3 middle fingers, including the middle nail. Okay, I went ahead and wiped the tacky layer off the base coat. I'm trying to speed it up because I feel like I filmed a lot. I have like a lot of footage, and like I said, I'm trying to keep my videos under 20 minutes. So anything else that I feel like doesn't need to be in the video, I will remove, just like me wiping the tacky layer off the base coat. So I'm just gonna go on and do some nail art, and I hope I do this well, because these nude nails are meant for just simple nail art. Once again, you know how I feel about simple nail art. Anything that looks simple isn't necessarily simple. Also doing it with my left hand, not the easiest thing, but we'll go with it, okay? We'll make it work. Anyway, going back to the story about customer service. If you have any customer service story, horror story, and you don't mind sharing, please let me know in the comment section what you went through, because child. And then now we're gonna try and do a swirl. Wow, almost perfect, especially in one try, and I feel like when I go over that, it's not gonna look as good, but I'm gonna try my best to make the best out of this. And I think I want to make this one thicker because maybe I should get like a smaller brush. I want to add some glitter on this. I'm not one to do a lot of nail art, honestly, and usually when I do, it's sloppy, so I'm trying my best to make sure that this is not sloppy. I want to be proud of this. I really want to be proud of this. Okay, there we have that, and then I'm gonna use some of this glitter to pour over the gel. I don't know if we're gonna have enough of that, but at least we can catch some of that. Sorry, I can't really pick this up so you can see it on camera, but right. And then I'm just gonna press some of that glitter in, just so we have it sink into the gel, right? And then just cure that, and let's see how that comes out. All right, so there, the nail is cured, and let's remove the excess. I don't like a lot of that. I feel like the glitter did stick to some of the tacky layer, even though I did try and clean the nail. So I'm just gonna do that and hope that I can remove some of the glitter from the nail. I don't know how much of that is gonna help, but I hope it does, honestly. Alright, I think I did my best with that. I am going to use this glue gel. What's a little bit of flowers? We're keeping it black, okay? So I'm just gonna add some of that glue gel. I haven't used these black flowers since I got them, I think. So I think this is a good opportunity for me to do that right now. Oh my gosh, it doesn't want to stick. It's stuck on the... This is why I do such things off camera. Why am I struggling? And I still need to edit this out. I can't wait to get to a point where I can hire someone to edit my videos for me. Okay, so now I'm just gonna add everything else that I want to add to the nails. I am gonna bling out my middle Frenchie. So there we are with the blinged middle nail. I am about to throw out this top coat that I've been using for the past, I think, 3 nail sets, if I'm not mistaken, because it's that gooey. Like, firstly, it doesn't have bristles. I tried to use it with my other brush, but right now it's just like jelly to a point where I can't even put it on. So I'm just gonna throw this out, and I'm gonna use this top coat from Bling Girl. And looking at how thick this top coat is, I'm just a bit worried, because I'm like, is it too cold? Is that why my top coats are like this? Or did I have that top coat for too long? Is that a way of showing that the top coat expired? I really don't know. It is a bit worrisome because I don't want my nail products to go off because of the weather, honestly. So I'm a bit worried also with my middle finger because the glue gel is a non-wipe, so I just don't want the nail to catch on a lot of lint, and I also don't want to top coat the bling. Maybe I should. I don't know how that's gonna look. I really don't want to, but let me put a thin layer of top coat on all of them just so I can protect them from lint. I don't like how that looks, by the way. Oh my word, maybe I shouldn't have. I'll use another brush to thin that out. And finally, this is how the nails are looking. I am just gonna apply cuticle oil onto my cuticles just to finish up the look. What do you guys think about this nail set? For me, I actually like it, especially because I don't usually do black nails, and the last black nail set I did, it was like a simple black Frenchie. In general, I feel like I'm not that creative. I'd rather have a nail inspo to follow when I do my nails. So proud of myself with this one that I went an extra mile to do a black nail set besides doing a black Frenchie, right? So I want to start getting out of my comfort zone and doing nail sets that I never thought I would do. So that's how the nails are looking. I ended up using a thin brush to remove some of the top coats on the bling because I did end up topping these. I was afraid that the glue gel that is in between the bling would catch on a lot of lint, but I know after a while, you know, the top coat on top of this bling will peel off, so it's okay. I'm not really worried about that. I think it still looks good like that. I don't know if I'm just trying to convince myself that it does look good, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of top coating bling in general, but it it is what it is. But all in all, I like this nail set. If you have watched thus far, please leave a light bulb emoji to let me know that you have watched all the way. I appreciate you for watching, and please subscribe so that you do not miss any of my upcoming videos, and I hope you stay tuned for my next video. Thanks for watching once again. Bye.